What did life feel like in that early season, the things other people might not have seen, but you were living with every single day?
A multitude of things, but the biggest one that was paramount was the fatigue, the neuro fatigue. So neuro fatigue is different from regular fatigue, is fatigue that's brought on by a minimal activity or a small task and is not responsive to rest and sleep. It just persists. So a brain injury survivor, and that could be someone like me who's had a traumatic brain injury or a stroke survivor, could end up having neuro fatigue. And no matter how well they sleep, the quality of the sleep, they'll still wake up tired. And then they'll only have so much energy throughout that day. And then they're done. And when I mean done, like me, fall asleep at the wheel, not be able to walk, not be able to talk, it's serious. And it shouldn't be ignored or dismissed. So what people didn't see the first 2 years, that in order for me to go to work, what I would have to do is I would wake up in the morning and I would go to work, and on my lunch break, I would sleep in my car. And then after the end of the day, I would drive home and I would take a 2-hour nap. I would wake up for an hour to prep for the next day, and I'd go to sleep for the rest of the night. I did that for the first 2 years, and I lost time with my family and my friends. But I had to do that because I was the main income earner and benefit earner for our family. So it was really important for me to do that. And then on the weekends, I would sleep 12 to 14 hours.
Because your brain was just exhausted from all
Just
of the
exhausted.
work. And not like more work than you would normally have to do, just from day-to-day tasks that became debilitating almost, in having to readjust your entire day to be around how to cope, how to be awake enough or have enough brain capacity to keep doing each of the tasks that needed to be done. Was there a particular moment or a turning point where you thought, okay, this is my brain now. I need to figure out how to live and heal in this new reality?
Yes, I was. And I don't know what prompted it, to tell you the truth. I decided to go out and journal on my deck. I did start journaling about 6 weeks after my injury. And so I went out to my deck and I started thinking, some of these deficits that I have, these challenges, I think they're going to stay around for a little bit. This is about a year into it. And so for some reason, I decided to write on the left side of the piece of paper. I drew a line down the middle of the things that I was passionate about, all the goals and plans I had before my brain injury. And on the right side of the paper, I wrote all the things I gained from my brain injury. And then I compared the two, and I looked back to my goals and passions, and I realized that my values and my passions had changed. And so the goals I had were no longer important to me. And most of everything I crossed off the list. And then I looked at the side where I wrote the things that I gained: compassion, empathy, patience, more present living, more slower paced living, more gratitude. I started liking the person I was becoming. And I think with letting go of who I used to be and embracing what I was becoming really helped with that grieving process that occurs when you have a brain injury, that loss of whatever, your energy or your ability to read or your memory. I think it really helped with that transition to do that. Now, I'm not saying let go of your old self or get over it. I am not saying that. I am saying, though, that you should take your old self, because that's your foundation that you have, and then add on what you have gained from your brain injury onto that and discover the person you're becoming.